Hello and welcome to Evolved Sun. This is your host, Matt Finch, and in this episode, you're going to learn why the number 7 seems to be the infinite creator's favorite number. Why? I'll give you 3 good reasons. The first is that the one infinite creator, intelligent infinity or unity, was all that there was. It could be the zero or the plenum, the mysterium, the void. It became aware of itself, and from the infinity that it was, the unity, intelligent infinity, it discerned a concept called finity and wondered what that could be like. Thus, the one infinite creator, aka God, Source, intelligent infinity, the Tao, first created the Logos, which is the focus or the point of attack, which it used unconditional love for the Logos, the word, let there be light. From that choice of focus, which was unconditional, boundless love, creating light, making it love light, and from that light, white light going through a prism, just like a rainbow, creates the 7 colors. And that, my friend, is why we have 7. The one infinite creator, true source, total unity, infinity, made a primal distortion, a primal movement, which was free will. It created the universe, the Logos, everything with free will, unconditional love, and light, photonic, vibratory light, which is sound, energy, frequency. Everything is energy, including our 7 densities of our octave of experience. The 7 densities is the path back to the Creator through 7 levels or dimensions or illusions. Through these 7 densities, since we're energy, we have to go through these particular densities that are physical with a physical type vehicle. Thus, the Creator gave us 7 different bodies to go through these 7 different densities. Currently, you're listening to this with a activated yellow ray body complex. We are here in 3rd density, the density of the choice, either choose service to others or service to self. And then once we pass away and our yellow body physical complex dies, then we switch over to our indigo ray body, also known as the form maker. And that's where we hang out in time-space, the inner planes or the astral planes, where we're doing our life review, meeting with loved ones, healing from the incarnation, and then eventually preparing to reincarnate again, whether it's 3rd density or 4th density for graduates of 3rd density, or for wanderers to their home vibration density. And along with the 7 densities that we go through in these incarnative experiences with our 7 different bodies that go with the densities, there's also 7 different rays, also known as energy centers, more commonly on Earth known as chakras. So the white light of the one infinite creator, intelligent energy, love light, goes through a white prism, creating the universe, creating our 7 densities in the octave of our experience, colored red for 1st density, orange for 2nd density, and then moving 3 through 7 is yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, just like a rainbow. Finally, these 7 energy centers, or rays, or consciousness circuits, or chakras, 1 through 7 follow the same color coordination. Red through violet, ascending up the spine, more commonly on Earth known as root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, 3rd eye chakra, and crown chakra. Thus, we live and have our being literally inside of the Creator. We are dancing thoughts in the Creator's dream. And now that you have a little overview on what we're going to discuss today, let's go deeper into first the 7 densities, followed by the 7 bodies, and we'll end it with the 7 energy centers. This is going to help to give you a really beautiful image and picture, an idea of the Creator's creation. I'm going to be using today as a resource, the Raw Contact Resource Series, a concept guide by Gary Bean and Diana Roy of LL Research. And this raw material Law of One teachings is really about to come to life for you. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Starting with the 7 densities of our octave of experience. Density. A density is one of 7 or 8, depending on the perspective, dimensions, levels, or cycles of evolution in an octave of experience. It is called a density because each successive level is more densely packed with light. As with notes on a musical scale, 7 densities are grouped together into an octave, where the 8th density begins the first density of the next octave, this repeating infinitely. Each density represents a quantum vibrational spectrum or portion of intelligent energy, constituting a fundamentally different level of reality and awareness for the constituents of that density. Designed by the Logos, every density of experience offers its own set of lessons and parameters that must be learned and understood in order to cross the threshold and graduate from one density to the next. Each density completes its cycle according to the predetermined clock-like rhythms of intelligent energy. Every density has 7 subdensities. Every subdensity has 7 sub-subdensities, and so on infinitely. The core vibrations of the 7 densities have correspondence to the 7 true colors and the 7 energy centers. Ross says, the term density is what you would call mathematical one. The closest analogy is that of music, whereby after 7 notes on your Western type of scale, if you will, the 8th note begins a new octave. Within your great octave of existence, which we share with you, there are 7 octaves or densities. Within each density, there are 7 subdensities. Within each subdensity, 7 sub-subdensities, and so on infinitely. 16.51. The 7 densities of our octave. The 7 densities of our present octave include: first density, the cycle of awareness associated with red ray, the foundation for all that is to come, traversed largely in timelessness until space-time is realized. It consists of the elements of earth, wind, fire, water. Second density, the cycle of growth associated with orange ray, the cycle of movement and striving toward the light. It consists of single-celled microscopic life at the lower end to advanced animal and plant life at the upper end. Third density, the cycle of self-awareness associated with yellow ray, the density of the choice, service to others or service to self, the first of the activated spirit complex. It consists of humans, or, as Ra calls them, mind-body-spirit complexes. Fourth density, the cycle of love or understanding, associated with green ray. Fifth density, the cycle of light or wisdom, associated with blue ray. Sixth density, the cycle of love light and light love, or love and wisdom, or unity, associated with indigo ray. Seventh density, the gateway cycle, associated with violet ray, the density of completion and turning towards timelessness or foreverness. Eighth density, the octave which moves into a mystery Ra plumbs not, associated with pure white light, intelligent infinity. Ra says, we leave you in appreciation of the circumstances of the great illusion in which you now choose to play the pipe and timbrel and move in rhythm. We are also players upon a stage. The stage changes. The act rings down. The lights come up once again. And throughout the grand illusion and the following, there is the undergirding majesty of the one infinite creator. All is well. Nothing is lost. Go forth, rejoicing in the love and the light, the peace and the power of the one infinite creator. 104.26. The 7 bodies. One of the preconditions for space-time, incarnate existence, is some form of body complex. Each body offers a vehicle for learning, movement, and experience in a particular environment. There are 7 basic bodies, one of which we inhabit for use in this density. They move from less to more densely packed with light. The 7 bodies have been given different names and meanings in different systems throughout history. Brief descriptions, mostly in Ra's words, of the 7 bodies when viewed from the human standpoint follow. Red ray body, the unconstructed material of the body, the elemental body without form, the chemical body, not, however, the biological system of bone, tissue, organs, muscle, nerves, hormones, electrochemical impulses, and so forth, that is the human physical body. This basic unformed material body is important to understand, for there are healings which may be carried out by the simple understanding of the elements present in the physical vehicle. Orange ray body, the purely physical body complex, formed without self-awareness, the body in the womb before the spirit-mind complex enters. This body may live without the inhabitation of the mind and spirit complexes. However, it seldom does so. Yellow ray body, the body that is in activation within third density incarnation, the physical vehicle as we now know it that is integrated with mind and spirit. It is equal to the physical illusion, sometimes called our meat suit. The following higher bodies, often referred to as subtle bodies, are available to the third density entity, but there is still skill and discipline needed in order to avail the self of the more advanced or lighter vehicles. They are not necessary for third density work, but are useful to the adept. Ra offers some familiar names for the higher bodies that correlate to some spiritual teachings. It is noteworthy, though, that as this realm of exploration is very subtle and mysterious, different schools of thought may use the same terms to describe different bodies or experiences. Discernment is suggested in drawing correlations to other systems that describe these bodies. Green ray body, a lighter body packed more densely with life, called by some teachings the astral body. It is the body that will be activated and enjoyed by those in the fourth density cycle of experience. Blue ray body, a body of light which may also be called the Devachanic body. There are many other names for this body, especially in the Indian sutras, due to much cultural exploration of this topic. Indigo ray body, the etheric or gateway or form maker body, described both as the analog for intelligent energy and being intelligent energy. In this body, form is substance. We may see it as being made of light, as it may mold itself as it desires. This is the first body activated upon what we call death, or the cessation of the yellow ray body. The entity in between incarnations will remain in this body until the next incarnation commences in a body appropriate for that density of experience. The indigo body also plays a critical role in health and healing, adopting the desired configuration and manifesting it in the yellow ray body. Violet ray body. The violet ray body may perhaps be understood as what some call the Buddha body, or that body which is complete. It is extremely close to unity with all that there is. It is also the body activated during the anomalous moment of harvest in order to gauge the harvestability of the entity. Ra says, each mind-body-spirit or mind-body-spirit complex has an existence simultaneous with that of creation. It is not dependent upon any physical vehicle. However, in order to evolve, change, learn, and manifest the Creator, the physical vehicles appropriate to each density are necessary. Your query implied that physical vehicles accelerated growth. The more accurate description is that they permit growth. 105.16. And Ra also says, your mind-body-spirit complex dwells within a hierarchy of vehicles and retains, therefore, the shell or shape or field and the intelligence of each ascendingly intelligent or balanced body. 3.8. The third density activated / manifested body, the human body as we now know it, is a body that is able to house and synthesize with our mind and spirit complexes. It allows for lessons of self-realization along the positive path of interdependence and cooperation, or the negative path of dominance and enslavement. It permits the use of the veiling and therefore the appreciation of catalyst. It is created and affected by many electromagnetic fields, including the fields of mind and spirit. It is both a creature of the mind's creation, as Ra calls it, and the instrument of manifestation for the fruits of mind and spirit. All natural functions of the body have all aspects from dense to fine and can be transmuted into the sacramental and ennobled by the mind. In other words, all functions of the body can be uplifted into a sacred context and be made holy therein. The weakening of the physical vehicle from its predecessor, the stronger, more self-sufficient primate second-density body, was designed to predispose humans to interact with and depend on each other, so that they can begin to learn the lessons of love, either in service to others or service to self. Energy centers. The energy centers are the 7 rays, centers, or circuits of consciousness that filter and process the love-light energy of the one creator that comes through both the south and north poles of the energy system. They have electromagnetic and metaphysical characteristics and intersect with the fields of mind, body, and spirit. Each energy center, or ray, or chakra, is a hierarchical aspect of consciousness that vibrates with unique expressions, understandings, and, as Ra describes it, speeds of rotation. Arranged on a spectrum of true color vibration, the energy centers describe the journey of all life experience, from red to violet ray. Ra said, each experience will be sequentially understood by the growing and seeking mind-body-spirit complex, first in terms of survival, red ray, then in terms of personal identity, orange ray, then in terms of social relations, yellow ray, then in terms of universal love, green ray, then in terms of how the experience may beget free communication, blue ray, then in terms of how the experience may be linked to universal energies, indigo ray, and finally in terms of the sacramental nature of each experience, violet ray, 49.6. The energy can be reduced by partial blockage or imbalance of an energy center, or it can be totally stopped by full blockage or lack of activation. Each entity is born with all 7 centers in potentiation or in latent, unactivated form. Via the use of experiential data in the current incarnation, as well as work in previous incarnations, the centers become activated or reactivated one by one. An entity can examine its thoughts, feelings, emotions, and, least of all, its behavior as indicators in determining which center or centers are connected to a particular experience in the revealing of self to self. Through disciplined work in consciousness, over time, the energy centers become crystallized, forming unique, regularized structures able to deliver high energy voltage for service, seeking, sexual energy transfer, and all energy expenditures. Each energy center has a wide range of rotational speed, or, as it may be seen more clearly in relation to color, brilliance. The more strongly the entity concentrates its will upon and refines or purifies each energy center, the more the will uses the catalyst of that corresponding portion of life experience. The more brilliant or rotationally active each energy center will be. Don asked, how can an individual assess what energy centers within its being are activated and in no immediate need of further attention, and which energy centers are not activated and are in need of immediate attention? Ra responds, the thoughts of an entity, its feelings or emotions, and least of all its behavior, are the signposts for the teaching learning of self by self. In the analysis of one's experiences of a diurnal cycle, an entity may assess what it considers to be inappropriate thoughts, behaviors, feelings, and emotions. In examining these inappropriate activities of mind, body, and spirit complexes, the entity may then place these distortions in the proper vibrational ray and thus see where work is needed. 42.11. These chakras are notes in the song of self that, when activated and balanced, function together to form a melody. Ra stresses repeatedly that the goal in working with the energy centers is not the maximal activation of each, but rather the fluid, moment-by-moment balancing of the centers. Don said, let me make an analogy that I have just thought of. A 7-stringed musical instrument may be played by deflecting each string a full deflection and releasing it and getting a note to produce music. Is this correct? Ra responds, this is correct. In the balanced individual, the energies lie waiting for the hand of the Creator to pluck harmony. 54.16. Ra also stated, as the energy centers begin to be activated to a higher extent, more of the content of experience during incarnation deals with the lessons of love. 21.9. 7 energy centers. Ra seemed to prefer the terms ray and center, but was willing to work with Sanskrit term chakra. It is worth noting that there are various traditions and systems that describe the system of chakras in differing ways. Some have similarities to Ra's descriptions, but Ra offers unique information on the quality and function of these energy centers. 1. Red ray, root chakra, center of survival, sexual reproduction, and the fundamental vitality of self. This ray receives the life-giving prana or intelligent energy from the earth. 2. Orange ray, sacral chakra, center of personal/emotional identity, expression of power on an individual basis, and relationship of self to other self. 3. Yellow ray, solar plexus chakra, center of identity in groups and power relationships in and among groups. 4. Green ray, heart chakra, center of universal unconditional love, acceptance, non-judgment, and healing, the key to protection and the springboard to intelligent infinity. Activation of this ray signals the time at which incarnation ceases to be automatic. 5. Blue ray, throat chakra, center of wisdom, light, honesty, clarity, and inspiration. First true spiritual ray in that all transfers are of a nature which has integrated mind, body, and spirit in self-knowing. Blue ray communicates to others this entirety of beingness, and is the first center to radiate without the necessity of response. The first giving beyond green ray is the giving of acceptance or freedom, thus allowing the recipient of blue ray energy transfer the opportunity for a feeling of being accepted, thus freeing that other self to express itself to the giver of this ray. 6. Indigo ray, third eye chakra, gateway to intelligent infinity, center of faith, of the adept, of magical workings, prayerful attention, and the radiance of being, the work of spirit, the ray of intelligent energy and infinite possibilities, fed by the disciplines of the personality. 7. Violet ray, crown chakra, vibratory essence, the sum or the energetic signature of self, a thermometer reflecting overall balance, an analog to intelligent infinity. In this ray is the spiritual giving and taking from creator to creator. Author's note: the tone poem of self. Of General George Patton, Ross said, this entity was of a strong yellow ray activation with frequent green ray openings and occasional blue ray openings. This particular entity did intensive group work in administration, military organization, and war planning, thus his strong yellow ray activation. But he also, frequently according to Ra, felt love for others, or the self, or the creation, or all of the above, thus the green ray openings. And he even occasionally turned that love outward to authentically communicate an integrated selfhood in a way that illuminated and clarified, thus the occasional blue ray openings. And when Dawn, out of great love for Carla, was asking about her healing, Ra began their response by saying, "We salute the opening of compassion circuitry in the questioner." This would be a green ray opening, activation, or brightening. And in reference to Carla, Ra says of her rays that they may be viewed as extremely even red, orange, yellow. The green ray is extremely bright. This is, shall we say, balanced by a dimmer indigo. Between these two, the point of balance resides, the blue ray of the communicator sparkling in strength above the ordinary. In the violet ray, we see this unique spectrograph, if you will, and at the same time the pure violet surrounding the whole. This, in turn, surrounded by that which mixes the red and violet ray, indicating the integration of mind, body, and spirit. 38.5. In the above examples, and many more strewn throughout the material, one gets a sense of the tone poem nature of the seeker. However fragmented, divided, and disharmonious our notes may be, we are symphonic pieces of music that tell a story of who we are. That story shifts through various tones and moods as we move through the chapters and challenges of our lives. And in the orchestra of self, our energy centers open and close in correspondence to our thoughts, feelings, and activities, each center expressing one of 7 major notes, with many flats, sharps, and subtle gradations between. The more that we love and forgive ourselves, integrate and balance our energies, and discover the self as creator, the greater our inner harmony. Thus, the tone poem of self produces a euphonious sound or melody, giving pleasure to the ears of many. Energy center blockage. Through distortions in belief, perception, or thought, an entity may literally block a portion or aspect of the intelligent love light energy moving into and through the energy system. At any center or combination of centers, in partial or in full, blockages may occur in the body, the mind, the spirit, or in a combination thereof, and may manifest themselves in any number of ways, including in various personality structures, complexes, and personas, mental, physical, or spiritual pain, and ill health. The opposite of blockage is overstimulation or overactivation. This is also an unbalanced energetic dynamic. Blockage of the energy centers can happen at any moment. The depth or fullness of blockage, depending perhaps on the intensity of the catalyst. But blockage is also a manifestation of pre-incarnational design. Some blockages that are looked at and are experienced are placed there by the self before incarnation, not in order to break through quickly, but in order to initiate a process of self-acceptance, self-understanding, and self-forgiveness that is far deeper than the issue that begins this process. Quo, March 4th, 2001. Healing, either of self by self or with the aid of the catalyst of a healer, is a means of unblocking and rebalancing blocked energy. Dreams may also yield clues to blockage and the means of unblocking energy. Blockage must be cleared seriatim, or in order, from red ray upwards. The final purpose of clearing, unblocking, or balancing each energy center is to allow the meeting place of the outer and inner energies to occur at the indigo ray vibration, thus making contact with intelligent infinity and dissolving all illusions of separation. Ross says that the root cause of blockage is the lack of the ability to see the other self as the creator, or to phrase this differently, the lack of love. It seems safe to assume that blockage could also be caused by the inability to see the creator in the self or in any aspect of creation. Ross said, while it is a primary priority to activate or unblock each energy center, it is also a primary priority at that point to begin to refine the balances between the energies so that each tone of the chord of total vibratory beingness resonates in clarity, tune, and harmony with each other energy. This balancing, tuning, and harmonizing of the self is most central to the more advanced or adept mind-body-spirit complex. Each energy may be activated without the beauty that is possible through the disciplines and appreciations of personal energies, or what you might call the deeper personality or soul identity. 54.15. In the following two subsections, we will explore blockages of the energy centers and their impact on sexual energy transfer. Basic energy center blockages. 1. Red ray complex. In 34.15, Ra calls this ray fixed. It is not clear if it cannot be blocked or if it can be activated and opened to a greater degree. Some students of Confederation philosophy believe that this ray may be partially blocked by survival issues. 2. Orange ray complex. Blockage will often demonstrate itself as personal eccentricities or distortions with regard to self-conscious understanding or acceptance of self. 3. Yellow ray complex. Blockage resembles most closely that which can be called ego. Blockages in this center will often manifest as distortions towards power manipulation and other social behaviors concerning those close and associated other selves. To completely unblock this ray, each entity must love all which are in relationship to it, with hope only of the other self's joy, peace, and comfort. Those with blockages in these first three energy centers will have continuing difficulties and ability to further their seeking of the law of one. 4. Green ray center. Blockages in this area may manifest as difficulties in expressing universal love or compassion. The awareness of all as creator is that which opens the green energy center. 5. Blue ray center. Entities blocked in this area may have difficulty in grasping its own spirit-mind complexes and further difficulty in expressing such understandings of self. They may also have difficulties in accepting communication from other selves. 6. Indigo ray center. Those blocked in this center may experience a lessening of the influx of intelligent energy due to manifestations which appear as a sense of unworthiness that struggles to accept the reality of self as creator. 7. Violet ray center. The remaining center of energy influx is simply the total expression of the entity's vibratory complex of mind, body, and spirit. It is as it will be. Balanced or imbalanced has no meaning at this energy level, for it gives and takes in its own balance. Whatever the distortion may be, it cannot be manipulated as can the others, and therefore has no particular importance in viewing the balancing of an entity. Basic sexual energy transfer blockages. Ra indicates that sexual energy may be transferred between two oppositely polarized mind-body-spirit complexes during intercourse. In this case, polarized refers to the spectrum of masculine-feminine energy within each of us. Ra says that the energy transferred may be likened to a circuit being closed. They describe the transfer as a function of the male/female ratio between entities, regardless of their biological birth gender. The male principle will transfer physical energy. The female principle will transfer mental/emotional energy. The pair, then, are mutually enhanced, each one offering, each one receiving, each one revitalized and strengthened in some way. But these transfers can be blocked at various energy centers. 1. Red ray transfer. Random transfer having to do only with the reproductive system. Ra does not speak to whether blockage at this level is possible. 2. Orange ray transfer. Blockage in this ray will manifest as a never-ending appetite for sexual intercourse, with the objective being to unblock the baffled flow of energy in order to reach the green ray. 3. Yellow ray transfer. As above, blockage will manifest as a hunger whereby the entity is, probably unknowingly, seeking to unblock the flow of energy in order to reach the heart center. Such an entity may seek intercourse with a green ray active being for this reason. There is the possibility of orange or yellow ray energy transfer as a means of polarizing negatively, one seeing itself as an object rather than an equal other self, the pleasure of experiencing humiliation and slavery or bondage, the other seeing itself as plunderer or master of the situation, the pleasure of mastery and control over another entity. 4. Green ray transfer. Blocked if one or both entities have fear of possession, of being possessed, or desiring possession, or desiring being possessed. Another possible scenario is that of one entity offering green ray energy, the other not offering energy of the universal love energy, this resulting in a blockage of energy for the one not green ray, thus increasing frustration or appetite. 5 to 6. Blue ray and indigo ray transfer. No blockages may occur in sexual energy transfer at these latter two levels due to the fact that if both entities are not ready for this energy, it is not visible and neither transfer nor blockage may take place. It is as though the distributor were removed from a powerful engine. All right, and that concludes this presentation. I really hoped this helped to bring to life for you these concepts and the creator's favorite number being 7. Hey, at least for our octave of experience, who knows, in the next octave or the octave after that, who knows what the creator's up to. But what I do know is that Ra said that among our peoples incarnate on Earth, the great majority will repeat third density. That means that, what do we have, 8 or 9 billion people on this planet right now? And according to Ra, the great majority of all these billions of people are not going to graduate to fourth density. That means they're going to have to do third density all over again, another 75,000 year cycle in third density, but they're not going to be able to do it on Earth. Why? Because Earth is at the very end of its 75,000 year master cycle. Earth is going full 4D positive, and so anybody that passes away right now or in the next few weeks or months or years or decades, they're not going to reincarnate on Earth, to the best of my knowledge at least. I mean, they might be able to squeeze in one more quick incarnation here, but to the best of my knowledge, it seems like Ra is saying that that's it for Earth, ending its third density cycle. And so all these people that are not going to graduate, they're going to have to go, guess what, to another planet and do it all over again with the thick veil of forgetting between the conscious and unconscious mind, the weak bodies and the short lifetimes. I don't know about you, but I am excited to leave third density behind because it's just brutal. Don't get me wrong, I love a lot of things about it, but there's a reason why the creator made the third of the seven densities super duper short. I mean, if you look at the timelines of all the other densities, they are so long, it's unthinkable time spans. And yet for third density, only 75,000 years. To put it into perspective for you a little bit, the next density, fourth density, a master cycle in fourth density is approximately 30 million years. And the average lifespans are around 90,000 years. And here's a quote by Ra, after Dawn asked, "What will be the time of transition of this planet from third to fourth density?" And Ra says, "This is difficult to estimate due to the uncharacteristic anomalies of this transition. There are at this space-time nexus beings incarnate which have begun fourth density work. However, the third density climate of planetary consciousness is retarding the process. At this particular nexus, the possibility/probability vortices indicate somewhere between 100 and 700 of your years as transition period. This cannot be accurate due to the volatility of your peoples at this space-time." This was in the early 1980s where this channeling session took place. And so if you follow other spiritual or metaphysical people or sources that say that just in a flash, Earth is going to change to 4D, just like that, I don't know if I would believe that. According to Ra, seems like it's going to be much more of a gradual process. But one that we are towards the very end of when you think about the full 75,000 year master cycle. And there you have it. We live in a holographic universe made of free will, unconditional love, and light frequency energy sound, where we get 7 different physical bodies to go through the 7 different densities or levels or illusions or dimensions, and we polarize our consciousness through the energy centers using the infinite intelligent energy of the creator, choosing our polarity. Anyone listening to this is most likely service to others, so we serve others, and we polarize consciousness, moving the energy into the higher energy centers, unblocking, balancing, opening up the green ray, the tapping that universal love and compassion. Moving beyond that, the wisdom of the throat chakra, and then the gnosis, intuition and knowing of the indigo ray. We are eternal souls. We are immortals. We cannot die. Only the physical bodies, only the bodies can die. And only some of the bodies, because as you get towards, the top bodies, they're less matter, less biological chemical stuff, and they start to get packed much more densely with light. What is light? It's the intelligent, love-fashioned light. Wisdom. Intelligence. It's just such beautiful stuff. Anyways, thank you as always for listening. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. I'll see you on the next episode.